All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some warm-up flashcards for today. So as always, you'll just go ahead and pause the video and practice these. Take a look at the treble clef line, the bass clef line, and the rhythm. And you can go ahead and, say the note names or the counts out loud first, and then try playing them on the piano. But definitely take your time. Feel free to practice one of these each day of your practice. So here's number 1. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Here's number 4. Here is number 5. And lastly, here is number 6. All right, so again, feel free to go through and practice all of those. You can do them all at once, or you can spread them out and practice one on each day. And another great thing that you could do with each of those flashcards would be to try them starting in other hand positions or other keys. So that would be a great option for you to try, a good challenge to give that a go. But again, feel free to kind of be creative with that. Maybe try playing a right hand part and making up a left hand part as you go along, or the other way around. So feel free to be creative and kind of get outside the box with those and use them in a way that's going to be helpful for you and helpful for your practice. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at our unit for this week, which is unit number 9 in your book, beginning on page 96. And we're going to be learning about the G pentascale and now 3 different locations. So we have now learned about how to play the G pentascale starting right below middle C. So here's middle C, and here would be the G below middle C, and we have our G, A, B, C, D. We can also do a G pentascale starting above middle C. So here's middle C, and here's our G here. G, A, B, C, D. Then we have learned our low G. So here's middle C. So way down here, we have the one that's below bass C. G, A, B, C, D. Great. So the thing that's really important about this is to make sure that we're paying attention to the position of our pentascale on the piano. So if it's a pattern that's written in that middle G pentascale position, making sure that we're playing it at our middle G, the one near middle C. If it's the treble, we're doing on the treble, and if it's the low, we're doing our low G pentascale. Now that we have more options, it's really important to still be very conscientious about where you're placing your hands on the piano and making sure that you're doing that correctly. So we have on 96, the bottom of 96, an octave warm-up. So we're going to play the low G and the middle G with our left hand. You're going to play 5 on the low G, 1 on middle G, right hand 1 on treble G. So this is just good practice, reading all 3 of those different Gs. So I'll go ahead and give you this one more time through, saying the finger numbers. Ready, go. Left hand 5, 1, right hand 1, left hand 1, 5, 1, 1, all together. Wonderful. And so then let's go ahead and look at page 97. And we have the G pentascale warm-ups for right hand in treble G. We have the left hand in the bass clef G, so the one that's in near middle C, and then we have the one that's on low G. So this is the same pattern each time. It's kind of similar to our G pentascale, a little bit different, a little bit more going on. And so I'm just going to go ahead and play through each one of these, saying the finger numbers out loud. So starting with the right hand one on treble G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, and blocked chord. Now here is the left hand starting on the bass clef G. So here's middle C, here's the G that we're starting on right near each other. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, and blocked chord. Now we're going all the way down to bass clef G, or low G. So here's middle C, here's the G that we're starting on, way lower. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, and blocked chord. Excellent. So again, this page is just a good exercise for working on making sure that you can identify the proper position on the keyboard for each of our G pentascale positions that we now know. And of course, feel free to use this warm-up, this G pentascale warm-up, in a variety of other hand positions. That would also be a great thing for you to try, would be to give this one a go on some of the different hand positions that we've learned so far. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look at page 98 with Musette. Now this one is really simple looking, but actually pretty tricky in actuality. And on this page, we're also learning about our Italian tempo markings. In classical music, we use a lot of terms that are either Italian or French, and really mostly Italian. We use a lot of Italian words. And when we're talking about tempo, the speed of music, we typically use Italian words, and they give you kind of a little idea of a couple of them. There's actually lots of words that we use for tempo, but here's kind of three fairly significant ones. We have andante. This is on the slower end, and andante literally translates to walking speed. So andante is a little bit of a slower tempo. We have moderato, which means moderately, medium tempo. And then we have allegro, which means fast and lively. And if you have played music before, you might know of some other Italian tempo words that we use as well. And something to also know is that when we talk about tempo words, a lot of times it also has it will talk about how fast to play it, but it also gives you an idea of the mood. So for example, fast and lively. So that's giving us an idea of a style, of a mood, as well as to play it fast. So you'll notice that with some other tempo words that we learn as we go along, that there's oftentimes a connection between the speed of the song and also the mood, and the word will usually kind of refer to both things. So that's why we have lots of different words that mean slow and that mean fast, because there's sort of different flavors to each one. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Musette, our song right here. And it says right here, composer unknown, but this is widely attributed to Johann Sebastian Bach. So it's a little bit of a situation where it's a little bit under speculation exactly who wrote some of his early compositions, and some of the compositions in the compositions that he wrote for members of his family, who exactly was composing all of these, but it's widely attributed to someone in the Bach family. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to play through the right hand part alone and then the left hand part alone, saying the finger numbers out loud for each one. And then I'll give you a demonstration of putting this one together. You're going to want to practice this one quite a fair amount, hands together, or hands separately, because again, this one looks pretty simple, but is actually a little bit on the tricky side. The other thing that you might want to go through and do is tap through the rhythm, because keeping a really consistent tempo on this one is going to be essential for your success on this exercise here. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through really quickly and play this one aloud for you. And with just the right hand alone, saying the finger numbers out loud. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 5, 2 and 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Great job! And you'll notice that the first half of the song, the first 4 measures and the last 4 measures are really, really similar. We have a teeny little change right at the very end, but other than that, it's really, really, really similar. And noticing that is super helpful for this one. So here we go with the left hand now. Ready, go. 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, oops, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 5, and repeat 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. Excellent job. So a couple of things to note on this one that I might go through and just mark in your music. First of all, the repeated, where we have the G and then another G in the left hand, going from measure 4 into measure 5. That is a spot that I would mark in your music. It seems like that should be not that difficult to just repeat a note once. Au contraire, very difficult spot, something that you're definitely going to want to mark. So just go ahead and keep that one in mind. You also might want to mark the places where the right hand and left hand coincide. So going through and just marking all the places where right hand and left hand play together could be helpful for you, and I'll just show you kind of what that looks like on the first line here. So I just have those little lines drawn between the right hand and the left hand, showing where those notes come in together. And that could be a really helpful way to practice this one for you. So now I'll go ahead and give you a demonstration of this one with both hands together. Ready, go. Beautiful job. So, if you're listening to that and you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound that difficult, I think I can do that. Again, this one is a little bit like trying to pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time. It's just a little bit tricky to get both hands together. So definitely feel free to really emphasize your hand separate practice on this one for this week. And I'm going to go ahead and just quickly give you an example of what this one would sound like in a C pentascale position. Once you get this one mastered, definitely give it a try in a C position. And I'll go ahead and play it for you so you can hear what it will sound like. So there you go. Here's how that one. That's how that one will go in a C position. So then we'll go ahead and take a look over at American Fiddle Tune. So this one is again going to be in our G pentascale position, but this one is going to be on the bass G, the one that's right near middle C, and our treble G. So with the musette, we were farther spaced. Now we're bringing our left hand up to that closer G pentascale position. Now for this one, the key that you're going to want to practice with this is, again, playing hands separately and noticing where we go back and forth between playing the right hand and left hand. Particularly if we look at the start into measure 5, so the pick up into measure 5, and then I come in with my left hand, back with my right hand. So we go back and forth between right hand, left hand, and then playing both hands together. So let's go ahead and give this one a try. Let's try it just both hands together is what I'll give as a demonstration for this time. And then you can absolutely go through and practice it hands separately as you need to. And I'll call out the finger numbers. 1, 2, ready, go. 5, 1, left hand 5, 1, right hand 5, 1, 5, 1, left hand 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, rest. Right hand 5, 1, left hand 5, 1, right hand 5, 1, 5, 1, left hand 5, 1, right hand 5, 1, 5, 1, left hand 5, 1, 5, 1, 1, and forward. And you're going to pop off that last one. So with both of these, keeping an eye on where you have slurs, legato notes, and staccato notes will really help bring these pieces to life and take them from just, oh, I can play the notes right, to them really sounding super polished and very musical. And then I'll go ahead and give you a demonstration of this one in a C pentascale position. Now, when we do a C pentascale position for this one, you can jump up or down. I kind of think it sounds nice to jump down. It sounds a little bit richer, but you can absolutely do whatever you think sounds best. When we're transposing, we can kind of be a little bit free with if you want to move up on the keyboard or down on the keyboard. So here's how this one will go in a C position. There you go. So you can absolutely give that a try in your C pentascale position as well. And again, definitely feel free to go through that one and practice hands separately. Tapping through the rhythms is also a great idea, especially if you feel like you need still a little bit of practice playing in your 8th note rhythms. That's always a good procedure to do for that one. So then we'll go ahead and take a look at page 100 to 101. And here we have our Theme by Mozart. Now you may be familiar with this one. When you play it through, it sounds a little bit different. Very famous Mozart sonata. Now on this one, here's what's a little bit tricky about it. If you're familiar with that, if you're not, don't worry about it. But if you're familiar with that rhythm, playing the rhythm that they have written down might be challenging for you because they have it written as so just written as straight quarter notes. So if you are familiar with the original Mozart sonata, you've heard that before and it's kind of in your head, feel free to adjust the rhythm on this one and play it as that's perfectly fine to do. It's not really going to alter the piece in too significant of a way. So again, if you kind of are familiar with that song and it's already in your head a little bit, I would say it's absolutely acceptable to go through and play it nice and slowly with that rhythm that's kind of authentic to the original sonata. And if you don't, just play it as written. It's just fine. So one thing that you might want to go through and do before you play this one would be to mark your chords. So we have our G chord, our G sus4 chord. We kind of go back and forth between that. And then we have several places where the left hand is playing the melody. So I'm going to go ahead and play through just the left hand alone. Then I'll play just the right hand alone. And then we'll play this one hands together. So here's the left hand. 1, ready, go. G chord. And hold it. G sus4. Hold it. Rest. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and hold tie to rest, G chord, tie, rest, G sus4, tie, rest, 3, 2, 1, rest, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, G chord, tie, rest, G sus4, tie, hold, rest, 3, 2, 1, rest, 1, 2, 3, and here's the right hand alone. 1, ready, go. 3, 4, 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we have a long section of rest, so we're going to skip over to measure 25. 3, 4, 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And then here we have all together. Ready and go. Wonderful. And so once you feel very confident playing that one with both hands together, here is the teacher part for this one. 1, Ready, go. 3. Gorgeous. So I would also totally suggest that if you're not familiar with the original sonata, go look it up on YouTube. It's right here at the bottom, from Sonata in A major, K331. It's absolutely beautiful, very, very famous as well, and I think that you'll probably really enjoy listening to that one. So we'll go ahead and turn over to our technique page on page 102. And so this is our finger fanfare here. Really just practicing, again, a lot of these recent technique activities are just working on being able to play quickly and easily with our fingers, switching back and forth between right hand and switching between different patterns. So I'll go ahead and give you a demonstration of this one through from the very beginning. And just keep in mind the counting here. You want to be really precise with that. Another thing kind of similar to one of the last ones is to mark where your right hand and left hand come in together, especially on those first couple of lines. So just noticing where we have these notes that coincide here and everything. That will be helpful for you. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold, rest. Excellent job. And so then for this one, of course, the goal would be for you to try this in a variety of other hand positions. So they're suggesting C, which would be an easy one to do because it's all white keys. You could also try D major. Add some black keys in there. And so on. So you could definitely give it a try in any of the other hand positions that we've learned so far. Again, the more sharps and flats and kind of difference in hand position, the more challenging that one's going to be for you. But again, challenge is never a bad thing, never something to avoid. So you can give that one a try. Then we have on page 103, we have our little music theory worksheet here. So you're going to play these melodies that they have, and you're going to fill in if you think it would sound best to add a G or a G sus4 chord. And then in the bottom example here, I'm going to go ahead and play this through for you so you can hear how it's going to sound. And you're going to choose if the example ends with a G chord or a G sus4 chord. So you have to listen to the whole thing and figure out, where does it end? Does it end on a G or a G sus4? So remember, a G is going to sound a little bit more stable. A G-sus4 is going to sound like it has a little bit more tension, a little bit more crunch to it. And so you're going to go ahead and decide which one it is that you hear. Try not to cheat and look at the bottom of it, but I'll go ahead and play this one for you, and you'll decide what it ends on. And I'll just tell you the answer after each one, so you don't go through all of them, and if you get them all wrong, then it's like, well, you kind of wasted the whole exercise. I'll give you the answer after each one so that you can learn if you got it right or wrong. So here's the first one. So you're listening to this chord right here. Is this a G or a G-sus4? I'll play it one more time. This is what you're listening for. So what is this one that we ended on? If you said a G chord, you'd be correct. So here's the next one. You're listening for the end, which is this right here. So this chord. Play it one more time. So that last chord. If you said G-sus4, you would be exactly right. Here is the next one. Listening for this last chord. And that would be a G chord. Here is the last one. Here it is again, listening for that last chord. That would be our G-sus4. So, how'd you do? Hopefully you're able to get that kind of by the end there, listening for the differences between those. So that's what we have for this unit this week. And here are the 5-finger patterns for this week. Minor 5-finger patterns of D minor and A minor. This is found in the Minor 5-finger patterns PDF in our weekly folder. So, again, go ahead and review those. These ones are really easy because these are all white keys. So it's white, 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 white. Very simple. So here we go with D minor. Ready, go. D, E, F natural, G, A, G, F, E, D, F, A, F, D. And then all with finger numbers. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 5, 3, 1. And blocked chord. All alone. And then here is A minor. Ready, go. A,